Further details are emerging on Thursday's attack at a Manchester synagogue, which saw a suspect fatally shot by police after 2 people were left dead. 3 other men remain in hospital. One of the deceased victims, and one who is receiving treatment, are believed to have been shot by police as officers tried to bring the vicious attack to an end, Greater Manchester Police has said. The attack was carried out on Yom Kippur, the holiest day in the Jewish calendar, and police have named the suspect as 35-year-old Jihad Al-Shamie. Here's everything we know so far. How did the attack happen? Police received the first 999 call from a member of the public at 9:31 a.m. on Thursday, who said a car had been driven towards people and one man had been stabbed at Heaton Park Hebrew Congregation Synagogue. The synagogue is on Middleton Road in Crumpsall, a neighborhood about 3 miles north of Manchester city center. 9:34 a.m., 3 minutes after the first calls, firearms officers were deployed to Middleton Road as police received further reports that a security guard had been attacked with a knife. The force said a large number of people were worshiping at the synagogue at the time of the attack. A police spokesperson praised the quick response of a witness to the attack, which allowed police to take swift action to prevent the offender from entering the synagogue. Police shoot suspect at the scene when police arrived. There was a car close to the front gate of the synagogue and a victim was lying on the floor. Police declared Plato, the national code word used by police and emergency services when responding to a marauding terror attack, and a major incident at 9:37 a.m. The offender was shot by firearms officers at the scene at 9:38 a.m. GMP confirmed that the man died in an update on Thursday afternoon. Video posted on social media appeared to show police officers pointing guns at someone lying on the ground outside the front of the synagogue. The armed officers shouted at onlookers to get back and move on. The person on the ground is seen starting to get up before there is a sound of gunshot and they fall to the ground. Another person was shown lying motionless on the ground outside the synagogue gates. A photograph circulating on social media appears to show the suspected attacker outside the synagogue. Cross-reference the image with video from the scene of the attack has been done. Who was the attacker? The suspect was named by counterterrorism police as 35-year-old Jihad Al-Shamie. Al-Shamie is understood to have been granted British citizenship in 2006 when he was aged around 16, having entered the UK as a young child. Counterterrorism police have said his name did not appear in any records of prevent. The UK government's counterterrorism program. 3 people, 2 men in their 30s and a woman in her 60s, have been arrested on suspicion of the commission, preparation, and instigation of acts of terrorism. What do we know about the victims? Greater Manchester Police later said one of the victims is believed to have been shot by police. The Home Office pathologist has advised that it is provisionally determined that one of the deceased victims would appear to have suffered a wound consistent with a gunshot injury. Chief Constable Sir Stephen Watson said that he added that it is currently believed the suspect was not in possession of a firearm, and the only shots fired were from GMP's authorized firearms officers. He continued, "It follows, therefore, that subject to further forensic examination, this injury may sadly have been sustained as a tragic and unforeseen consequence of the urgently required action taken by my officers to bring this vicious attack to an end. 3 other men remain in a serious condition in hospital. One suffered a stab wound. A second was hurt after being hit by the car, and the third had also suffered a gunshot wound," GMP said. It is believed that both victims were close together behind the synagogue door, as worshippers acted bravely to prevent the attacker from gaining entry, Sir Stephen said. How have members of the community reacted? Some members of the Jewish community in Crumpsall told Sky News they were shocked and terrified by what happened at the synagogue. Sky News North of England correspondent Katie Barnfield said one man had told her this is an extremely tolerant community where people of many faiths, including Jews and Muslims, have lived side by side for years, and he is stunned by what has taken place. Rafi Bloom, a member of the synagogue and director fed a Jewish social care charity, told Sky News he was on his way to the synagogue when he got a call from a friend to warn him about the attack. He said the Jewish community had been fearing an attack such as this for 2 years, and that it had been facing a tsunami of Jew hatred since the war in Gaza began. "I never thought it would happen at my synagogue, to my friends, to my rabbi in my city," he said. "But it's something that we feared would come because there's been such an inaction to tackle this wave of hatred targeting the Jewish community in the UK." Mancunian Jews have played a huge part in making our city the great city it is for 150 years. Mr. Bloom added, "We're not going anywhere. We're proud Jews. We're going to stay here. But we need help. And we need this intolerance and this racism and this Jew hatred stamped out by wider society without fail and immediately." What has the national response been? Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer said he was appalled and absolutely shocked by the attack. He flew home early from a meeting of European leaders in Denmark to chair an emergency COBRA meeting, the cabinet committee that handles matters of national emergency or major disruption. "I'm already able to say that additional police assets are being deployed to synagogues across the country, and we will do everything to keep our Jewish community safe," he said. Sir Keir and his wife Victoria visited the synagogue on Friday to meet with members of the local community. The king also responded to the attack, saying in a statement, "My wife and I have been deeply shocked and saddened to learn of the horrific attack in Manchester, especially on such a significant day for the Jewish community. Our thoughts and prayers are with all those affected by this appalling incident, and we greatly appreciate the swift actions of the emergency services." Home Secretary Shabana Mahmood said she was horrified by the attack in a post on social media. "My first thoughts are with the victims, our brave police and emergency services," she wrote, adding that she was being constantly updated by Greater Manchester Police. "I urge people to follow the advice of the emergency services.